Hello, first graders. I am going to read chapter 2 of our Junie B. Jones. Last chapter we started about how Junie B was saying, silly bunny, and she was arguing with May. And we know that Junie B. Jones and May have a interesting relationship because they sometimes fight, but sometimes there's friends. This chapter is called Clothes and Nubs. Lucille was still mad at lunch. I just don't get it, she grouched. How could anyone forget the Easter Bunny? The Easter Bunny brings candy right to your door. Lenny did a frown at her. He doesn't bring candy to my door, Lucille. The Easter Bunny is a different religion than me. I'm Jewish. Shirley nodded. I'm Jewish too, Lucille, she said. I've never been to an Easter egg hunt before. What do you wear to something like that anyway? Lucille stood up and fluffed herself. Well, since the Easter Bunny and I are the same religion, I'm going to wear a fancy dress, Shirley, she said. Shirley thought for a moment. Then she nodded. Then I guess I'll wear a fancy Jewish dress, she said. Lenny's eyes lighted up. Really, Shirley? You mean we have our own clothing line? He asked. He smiled. Then I think I'll wear some fancy Jewish pants, he said. My friend named Herbert tapped on his chin. Let's see. Since I'm a Presbyterian, I guess I should wear a Presbyterian pants, he said. If you have a different religion, it doesn't matter what you wear, right? They're just being kind of silly about what they're wearing to the Easter egg hunt, huh? He turned and looked at me. Presbyterian means that we iron out our wrinkles, I think, he said. Just then, Sheldon slapped the table with his hands. Hey, I know. I will wear a turban. A fancy turban is religious clothes, right? He said, I love fancy turbans. Mr. Scary was listening to us while he ate. He bit down on his sandwich. Boys and girls, you're getting way off track here, he said. Lucille's Easter egg hunt is not a religious party. Really, I've spoken to her mother about it. It's more of a spring picnic with an egg hunt activity. Am I right, Lucille? Yes, she said. My mother said the Easter Bunny isn't even working that day. He just might hop around the party and smile and have his picture taken with some people. I thought about that for a second. I don't think bunnies should smile, I said. Bunnies have yellow teeth, like clown teeth, except bunny teeth are way more pointier. Sheldon nodded. My Aunt Bunny has a pointy tooth, he said. She can stab a pickle with it. And the pickle just stays there. All of us stared at him. Sheldon had an interestingest family I've ever heard of. Lucille did a big breath. Well, I don't care about the pointy bunny teeth, she said. Bunnies have cute floppy ears and puffy fluffy tails and itchy twitchy little noses. I kept on picturing their teeth. Bunny teeth can nibble your hand into a nub, I said. No, they cannot, Junie B. Jones, she said back. Oh, yes, they can, Lucille, whatever your last name is, I said. I saw it on Oprah. Mr. Scary glanced at me. I ducked down in my seat and I quieted my voice. Oprah has a lot of numb information, I said very softly. Mr. Scary glared at me again. I did a little squirm. Teachers can spot a fib a mile away. Do you know what a fib is? A fib is kind of like a lie. So Junie B. Jones is saying her teacher can tell that she wasn't telling the truth. At recess, Lucille told us more about the party. She said that there was going to be lots of delicious food to eat. Plus, also, there was going to be an exciting prize for the Easter egg winner. And wait till you hear this, she said. My daddy is going to hide a real pretend golden egg. And whoever finds the golden egg will win the grand prize of the day. And that is a fabulous play date with me, Lucille. She twirled around and hugged herself. And it's not just any fabulous play date with me either, she said. The winner is going to get to go to the swimming with me in my heated indoor swimming pool that we just had enclosed. So the grand prize is going to be Lucille has a friend to her house to swim in her special pool. She did a little shiver and rubbed her arms. Isn't that exciting, everyone? She said. Doesn't that just give you the tinkles? She looked around. Well, doesn't it? Huh? Doesn't it make you tinkle all over? She asked. All the children looked curious at each other. Herbert rocked back and forth on his feet a minute. I think you mean the tingles, he said at last. Jose nodded. See, Lucille, you definitely mean the tingles, he said. Lucille squinted at those two. Tingles, tinkles, whatever. The point is, a play date with me gives you goosebumps on your arms, she said. Just look at your arms, people. Do you see them? Don't you see those goosebumps? All of us looked at our arms. None of us saw the goosebumps. We waited and waited, real patient. And then finally, goosebumps, shouted Sheldon. I see goosebumps, Lucille. He ran to her and pointed. Look, Lucille, see them? See my goosebumps? He said. Lucille's face beamed very happy. Ooh, Sheldon, those are the goosebumpiest goosebumps I ever saw. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for those goosebumps, she said. After that, she gave him a big hug, and she waved her fingers at us. Well, ta-ta, everyone, she said. It's time for me to go look at myself in the cafeteria window. So she thought everybody was going to get goosebumps because they were so excited. Do you ever get goosebumps when you're super excited to do something? That's what she was waiting for everybody to do. But I don't think everybody was super excited. And that's why they were waiting for so long. Then she shook her shiny hair, and she skipped away. Sheldon kept on standing there. He was shocked from the hug, I think. Then all of a sudden his face lighted up, and he began to shout, Lucille, wait up! I'll look at myself in the cafeteria window too! He shouted. He took off skipping after her. I smiled to see that. I think Sheldon has a crush on Lucille, I told my friend Herbert. Herb looked at me funny. You mean crush, Junie B? He has a crush on Lucille, he said. I started to laugh. Don't be ridiculous, Herbert. It's definitely crunch. I am excellent at expressions. Herb looked at me funny again. I don't know why. After a minute, Sheldon and Lucille skipped past us. That's the picture of Lucille and Sheldon. They were smiling and giggling and chasing each other. Sheldon was calling to her. Come here, you springy little lamb, he called. I slapped my knee. Springy little lamb, ha ha. He called her a springy little lamb. That's a hoot, I said. May heard me talking. It's not funny, Junie Jones. Can't you see what he's doing? She said. Sheldon is trying to get in good with Lucille, so she'll tell him where the golden egg is hidden. He's just trying to win the play date to swim in her pool. She followed him with her eyes. He's not gonna get away with it, she said. After that, she cupped her hands around her mouth, and she shouted for him. You can just forget it, Sheldon. I'm going to be the one who finds the golden egg, not you. I've got eyes like a red-tailed hawk. I looked at her very curious. May has a lot of bird parts, I believe. Also, she is cuckoo. And that is not name-calling. That is the truth. Okay, that is chapter 2. So we're going to be reading next about what happens at Lucille's party. And we'll get to see who finds the golden egg. Maybe you can make a few guesses of who you think might find the golden egg. What do you think is going to happen in our next chapter? We will post the next one here within the next day. And I look forward to reading the next chapter with you. Have a great day and stay warm.